सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। So we started last section from the 31 verse onwards about Sakam Karma Yoga, performing the prescribed duties, which gives enjoyment. So it's this section started with the verse where Krishna is encouraging Arjuna to follow his Swadharma because for Kshatriya there is no any greater achievement in such circumstances. That means Kshatriya can achieve the greatest destination of entering into Swarga by engaging in the fight. And happiness comes from performing that duty. Swadharmapi चावेक्ष न विकम्पितुम अर्हसि धर्माद युद्धात श्रेयो अन्यत्र क्षत्रिय सन विद्यते. And such kshatriya they can easily enter into the swarga. Yadrutya chopapannam swargadvaram apavritam sukina kshatriya partha labhante yuddhamidrisham. O Partha, those kshatriyas are very fortunate. Sukhina kshatriya Partha, they are very fortunate. Those who get an opportunity to take part in such yuddha, yuddhamidrisham, idrisham. So, because by engaging in such fight, yadrichya chopapannam swargadaram apavritam, by very easily, on its own accord, they can enter into the swarga. That's why atachetvam imam dharmyam sangramam na karishyasi tataswadharma kritim cha hitva papam avapsasi. This verse onward, then Krishna told to Arjuna, what are the consequences if we don't take part in the fight, battle? Then he's telling Arjuna that he will lose two things, or two losses. One, atachetam imam dharmam sangramam na karishyati. If you don't do partaking sangramam, yuddha, sangramam na karishyasi, tata swadharmam kirtim cha hitva papam apavsasi. So you will lose your kirti, your good fame, and second, papam apavsasi, you will incur sin. So that's why for you, so here main thing is he's now telling that by not partaking in this swadharma of fighting for a kshatriya is sinful. Rather than thinking that okay, if I take part in the fight, I will get sin by killing the opponents. So that's not the case. That is because of ignorance of what are the dharmic principle. One may speak like that. That may be true for the brahmanas, but not for kshatriya. You being a kshatriya, you have a different duties to perform. Compassion while being on the battlefield is not your dharma. You follow your dharma. Otherwise, you'll incur sin, you'll lose good fame. And for such a person like you, those who have received such a great honor, such infamy is worse than death. Akirtim chapi bhutani katashishanti te vyayam. Those people, avyaya, that means continuously they will criticize you. Sambhavitasya cha akirtir maranadatirichyate. And sambhavitasya, those who are already honored, respectful personality, for them such infamy is worse than death. Rather than leaving the battlefield and dying at each moment because of hearing those insulting words, better you die now. Better you fight and you sacrifice your life. That is much better than leaving the battle and hearing that infamy. For you, one who is respectable, such infamy is intolerable. You cannot tolerate it. भयाद्रनाद उपरतं मंस्यन्ते त्वां महारथा येषां च तं बहुमतो भूत्वा यास्यसि लाघवम्. So these all Tvam Maharatha, these all great generals will think that you left the battle out of fear, not out of compassion. Yesham cha Tvam Bahumato, they have a great regard for you, but Bhutva Yasyasi Lagavam. They will think you are insignificant, you are coward. And that's why such words you will not be able to tolerate. Amamcha vadamcha bahun vadishanti tabahita nindantastav samarthya tato dukkhatarum na kim. So that's why for a person like you, there is no miserable situation than this. Prabhupada once he gives an example uh, in this regard of a dancing girl. A dancing girl should not feel shy when in the audience she may see the relatives are present. Srila Prabhupada mentioned this in his lecture on this verse. So similarly, a Kshatriya whose duty is now to fight should not give a reason of a compassion. So even though the opponents may be a relative. Okay. Then he is concluding this section by telling that fight for the Swarga or kingdom. It's a win-win solution, O Arjuna, not lose-lose. You are thinking of lose-lose solution. I am giving you win-win solution. Hato va prapsisi swargam jitva va bhokshase mahim tasmat uttishta kaunteya yuddhaya krita nischaya. Even if you die, you will achieve swarga. And if you win the battle, bhokshase mahim, enjoy this earthly planet. That's why you should fight, O Kaunteya, and with determination you fight. And that determination he will speak about this Vyavasayatmika Buddhi in future verses. Now, this verse, next verse onward, 38th verse onward, he starts speaking about better than even desiring for this Swarga or any gain, you just fight because you're supposed to fight without any desire for fruit. And with knowledge you fight so that you will achieve better destination, being equipoised in all circumstances, and that is liberation. And that's what he starts speaking from this verse onward about Nishkama Karma Yoga. Sukha dukhe samay krutpa labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya jasva naivam papam abhapsyasi. So in the both circumstances, sukha dukkha labh, loss or gain, or jaya ajaya, either victory or defeat, in all the, it's too bright, that's why I kept little distance. Now it is coming in my eyes, I cannot see anybody. So this is the section about the Nishkama Karma Yoga. Technically, it is Nishkama Karma Yoga, but the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Prabhupada takes it in on the different level, and they also give proper justification why it is not just Nishkama Karma but Bhakti Yoga, because here word Buddhi Yoga comes, and that Buddhi Yoga words comes in the Bhagavad Gita in 3 different places, and each places the Buddhi Yoga has different meaning, depends upon the context in which it is used. But here Buddhi Yoga, technically it is for Nishkama Karma Yoga. In 10.10 again Buddhi Yoga comes, that is for Bhakti Yoga. And in other place also one more time Krishna will speak about Bhakti Yoga, that is Bhakti Yoga only further. But here it is Nishkama Karma Yoga. That's what we will see now. Yesterday we also discussed briefly what is the difference between Karma Kanda, the Sakama, Nishkama Karma, then Jnana Yoga, then Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Technical, some difference between these yoga ladders. Okay. So as we discussed yesterday, now 39 verse onwards till 53 verse, Prabhupada and Vishnu Chakra Thakur takes a different stand. And they call, sometimes it is Nishkama Karma Yoga, sometimes they call it Bhakti Yoga. They use those words interchangeable, and Baldev Vidya Bhushan's takes it as Nishkama Karma Yoga only. So let us see how is that. Okay. So verse number here 39. Esham te bihita sankhye buddhir-yoge tvimam shruno buddhya yukta yaya partha karma bandham prahassi. How many of you have PPT with you? It is there in your WhatsApp group. Everybody received PPT? It's there in your WhatsApp group. You can open, please. Everybody is having their Matajis? All? Okay. And I hope you have text also, Bhagavad Gita. Everybody? May not be hard copy, soft copy. Huh? Okay. So even without power, then we can go ahead. So can somebody read the translation if you have?
Thus far, I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of works.
Okay. Hare Krishna. So here I'm reading both the translations. Translation by Vishwanath Chakra Thakur, and also the translation done by the Baladev Vidya Bhushan, or the Prabhupada. He has taken from Baladev the same thing. So here, see, Eshate Abhihita Sankhye. I have spoken to you this knowledge of Atmagyan, Esha, the Abhihita. Sankhya here is translated as knowledge about soul, Atmagyan. So that means this is not the materialist Sankhya told by the atheistic Kapila, but this Sankhya is the Sankhya Yoga told by Lord Kapila, because it is about Atma Jnana, not just material Sankhya, which atheistic Kapila mentioned that the Sankhya he calculates as just 24 elements as a bodily elements, but it is not going to the different level. So he neglects the Atma and Paramatma. So here, but it is Atma Jnana. So, okay. Esha te abhita sankhye. Buddhir yoge tva imam shrunu. Kindly hear about Buddhi Yoga, Nishkama Karma Yoga. That means this is translation by Baladev Vidyabhushan, first one. Uh, Yaya Buddhya Yukto, by engaging your intelligence in this yoga, O Partha, Karma Bandham Prahasyasi. That means you will become free from Karma Bandha, bondage of karma. Prahasyasi. You will get free. The only the words Esha te Abhita Sankhye and Buddhi Yoga Imam Shrunu. Buddhi Yoga, the translation, there is a difference. Let us see the translation by Chakravarti Thakur. Esha te Abhita Sankhye, that may have taught you understanding necessary for the process of jnana. That is Atma Jnana, basically. And Buddhi Yoga to Imam Shrunu. Now hear about understanding necessary for the process of bhakti. So he translates Buddhi Yoga here, Bhakti Yoga. Yaya Buddhya Yukto, by engaging your intelligence in this, that means Bhakti Yoga, Karma Bandham Prahasasi, O Partha, you will become free from bondage of karma. Okay. Chakravarti Thakur. So in this verse, Krishna concludes the topic of Jnana Yoga, which he has just taught. Sankhya means?
By which true knowledge of things, Vastu Tattvam, is perfectly revealed.
See, Samyaka Khyayate, that Vastu Tattvam Samyaka Khyayate, it is a Sankhya. Vastu means knowledge of the things, material, 24 elements, perfectly revealed. That is Sankhya. In other words, Sankhya means a perfect process of knowing. The
intelligence to be implemented in that process has been explained.
So Yesha, that intelligence. Okay.
Now hear about the intelligence necessary to implement Bhakti Yoga, which will now be explained.
Yeah.
Endowed with this understanding concerning the subject of Bhakti Yoga, you will give up samsara.
Buddhya yukto yaya, he partha, karma bandham prahasyasi. You will be free from the karma bandhanam. By knowing this, what will make one free from the karma bandhana? That process which is beyond the three modes of material nature. This is very clear. Anything process which comes under the three modes of material nature cannot make one free from karma bandhana. What is karma bandhana? Which gives you sukha and dukkha, which bounds you in the repetition of birth and death. That means liberation. We are talking about liberation. And which process can give you liberation? Which is beyond three modes of material nature. That means here discussion is going about Bhakti Yoga, because only Bhakti is beyond the three modes of material nature. That's what argument Chakravarti Thakur will give. Baladev.
Having concluded his instructions on Jnana Yoga, the Lord now begins to speak about Nishkama Karma Yoga, the process for attaining Jnana Yoga.
So Nishkama Karma Yoga is an entry door for the Jnana Yoga. Because through Nishkama Karma Yoga, he purifies his heart and he performs his duty. What is the difference between Sakama and Nishkama? One is about fruit, and second about another thing, very subtle way. One is in Sakama Karma Yoga, one difference between the Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga, let me say. Karma Yoga, both, whether it's Sakam or Nishkam, they are attached to work. They cannot give up the work. In case of Sakama, he is attached to the work also and the fruit. Both I cannot give. I will do particular thing only. And I also want fruit. In case of Nishkama Karma, okay, I don't desire fruit, but I am attached to the work. This is the way I should do. This is my prescribed duty. Apart from this, I am not interested doing. This is the way I will only serve. And this is difference between basically the Jnana Yogi or any other transcendental transcendence and the non-transcendence. On the transcendental platform, whatever pleases you, I will do. I'm although something is not is as per my test, I may not like it, but if it is pleases you, I will do. That is called Sharanagati. Sharanagati. That starts beyond the Nishkama Karma Yoga. Nishkama Karma Yogi is stubborn about this is what I can, the way I can work. I cannot work other than this. But in case of Jnana Yoga or the other, in the case of Jnana Yoga, he is not even attached to the work. He give up the prescribed duty. Why? He has given the prescribed duty because by performing the Nishkama Karma Yoga, he has already purified his heart. His heart is pure. And then there was no need for him to do karma or the duty. Because why one should perform the prescribed duty as per the dharma? To purification of the heart is only purpose of performing the prescribed duty. And once the heart is purified by performing Nishkama Karma Yoga, when he is in complete knowledge, now he need not do the karma. But in the case of the Bhakti Yoga, as we have seen, some of the cases like Janakadaya or Lord himself telling that, but still we are performing our karma, just to set an example for others. We still performing the prescribed duty, although our heart is purified, still we are performing the prescribed duty, just to set a right example for others. Because others, those who don't have adhikar to give up the prescribed duty, whimsically they may give up thinking that they are advanced, although their heart is not purified. And they will give example. See, this great personality, they have given up their duties. They'll point out that they are not performing their duties, prescribed duties. So only the Nirapeksha Bhakta can give up. But sometimes the Uttam Adhikari or Nirapeksha externally may perform the prescribed duty, just to set an example. But that is basically mainly Paranishtita Bhakta. Paranishtita Bhakta. I just remember one example. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in his ashram, one devotee was constantly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Akinchan Das Babaji Maharaj, the disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, god brother of Prabhupada. So, managers in the Matha that time, Bhakti Vaibhav Swami from something. So he was manager that time for the ashram. So he came and complained to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur that here is Akinchan Das Babaji Maharaj. Whole day he is simply chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And he is not performing any duty. He is not doing any work. So then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told to this manager, okay, from tomorrow, no duty for you. Just take mala and sit with Akinchan Das Babaji Maharaj and chant whole day. Just sit with him. No duty, anything. You need not do anything. Go and chant like him. And that was order of spiritual master. So from next day, then he started sitting with Akinchan Das Babaji Maharaj, accompanying him, chanting. He did it for a couple of days. And after that, he came back. Guru Maharaj, I understood. I don't have adhikar. Please give me back my services. I don't have that adhikar, what he's doing. He can do that. Constantly he can chant because he's having taste for it. His heart is purified. His stage is completely different level. I don't have that adhikar. Even if time is given, I will not do. Even if 24 hours is given, it's not that I will do that. I don't have that adhikar. Better I continue my as per my adhikar, the services. So this is one of the example. Adhikar comes. So Jnana Yogi has purified his heart. And in case of the Bhakti Yoga, what is the difference? He performs the work. जो बोला सो करो. What kind of work? Whatever pleases spiritual master. Hmm. Whatever pleases spiritual master, what is the need? Whatever order comes, I am ready to perform my duty for the pleasure of Krishna and Guru. Whether it is as per my nature or not nature, whatever. It's a duty of the spiritual master to engage the disciple as per the guna. But sometimes and many times, if order comes, no, but it is a need and you need to do it, then he says, Bhadamiti. Okay, I will do it. That is Bhakti Yoga, basically. Bhakti Yoga is beyond modes, because he's not doing that duty because he's in particular mode. He's just doing that duty because he loves the spiritual master. And for their pleasure, he's doing. And that is Bhakti. Bhakti element, devotion element comes into that. So, and by performing that duty, which is on completely on the platform of akarma, he is not bound by any karma. That way. And in case Nishkama Karma Yoga also technically, he is also not bound by the reaction. Because one who is attached to the fruit, then there is a fruit of reaction, Sukha Dukha. So that's the way Baladev Buddha will take it ahead. Transcendence means Nistrayigunya. Bhava Arjuna, Nistarigunya, beyond three modes of material nature. Bhakti Yoga is Nistrayigunya. Ashtanga Yogi, Nistrayigunya. Jnana Yoga, Nistrayigunya. But still, Jnana Yoga, there is element of Sattva. That Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has having objection. He will speak about that. Nirapeksha Bhakta, Paramahamsa, Akinchan Das Babaji Maharaj. And within Bhaktas, they do perform prescribed duty. Because without that, they cannot. Because heart is not completely purified yet. But they are chanting, they are doing sadhana bhakti. Paranishtita bhakti. That is different. Paranishtita and Nirapeksha. That term. And also here, for the sake of understanding, Nishkama, Karma Yoga, and the Jnana Yoga, difference between the two. One need to do work, Nishkam Karma Yogi. He's attached also to do work, particular work only. Jnana Yogi, he give up the prescribed duty because heart is purified. That's why Jnana Yogi is equivalent to the sannyasa, taking sannyasa. No duty. The Vedic sannyasa definition, suppose. No duties to be performed. And the Nishkama Karma Yoga is on the platform of a Grahastha who is not attached to the fruit. The Grahastha, Sakama Karma is one who is attached to the fruit. So like this different level goes. And that's why Arjuna will ask, should I take sannyas then? Or should I perform my duty? Again and again he'll ask this question. 3-4 times he'll ask. Yes, Prabhuji.
This Niskama Karma Yoga is then praised in the last line by stating the results of practicing it. You, performing these actions, engaged in this understanding, will be freed from the bondage created by action.
So you will be free from the action, performing these actions. So Nishkama Karma also free from action. That means Nishkama is also on the platform of Akarma.
Executing these actions with great energy, with the desire for the bliss of Atma.
Those who are not acquainted with the terms Akarma, there is a good karma, that means karma, performing karma. Another is vikarma, and third is akarma. The karma means as per the prescribed duties or prescribed in the Vedas, performing those activities. Result is punya or papa, whatever. Punya, basically. Punya. Result is punya. And result is higher, better life in the next life. Highest is they will achieve swarga, heavenly pleasures. In case of the vikarma, that means those activities which are not mentioned in the scriptures, going against the scriptural law, vikarma, then one will get sinful reaction and he has to suffer next life, either lower form of life and naraka yatana. So that is vikarma. And akarma is that karma which has no reaction, because he is not attached to the fruit, first of all, and he is doing for the pleasure of Lord. Activities those are done for the pleasure of the Lord, they come under the category of akarma. So that is actually bhakti yoga. And also Vishwanath Baladev Vidyabhushan puts the nishkama karma yoga also under the category of akarma. This is what going on.
Executing these actions with great energy, with a desire for the bliss of Atma and by the order of the Lord, you will cross over samsara by being fixed in Atma Jnana, which will appear within you, which gains its power to liberate by being directed to Atma and the Lord.
So that means you will reach to the level of jnana from nishkama karma yoga.
In the Gita, it is explained that Sakama Karma leads to gaining animals, sons, or kingdom, whereas Niskama Karma brings about Jnana.
Yes. Now we'll read Prabhupada's purport.
Arjuna's proposal not to fight was based on sense gratification. Forgetting his prime duty, he wanted to cease fighting because he thought that by not killing his relatives and kinsmen, he would be happier than by enjoying the kingdom after conquering his cousins and brothers, the sons of Dhritarashtra. In both ways, the basic principles were for sense gratification.
Happiness. He was looking for his happiness. Okay. Sakam karma.
Krishna therefore wanted to explain to Arjuna that by killing the body of his grandfather, he would not be killing the soul proper. And he explained that all individual persons, including the Lord himself, are eternal individuals, etc. Sankhya. This Sankhya has nothing to do with Sankhya philosophy of the atheist Kapila.
Okay. That's continue.
Arjuna has already accepted Krishna as his spiritual master by surrendering himself unto him. Consequently, Krishna will now tell him about the working process in Buddhi Yoga or Karma Yoga, or in other words, the practice of devotional service only for the sense gratification of the Lord. This Buddhi Yoga is clearly explained in chapter 10, verse 10, as being direct communion with the Lord.
Which verse? 10.10. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam payanti te. Dadami buddhi yogam tam.
As being direct communion with the Lord, who is sitting as Paramatma in everyone's heart. But such communion does not take place without devotional service. One who is therefore situated in devotional service or transcendental loving service to the Lord, or in other words, in Krishna consciousness, attains to this stage of Buddhi Yoga by the special grace of the Lord.
Tesham evanukampartham Aham ajnanajam tamah nashayami atmabhavasto jnanadipena bhasvata.
Thus, the Buddhi Yoga mentioned in this verse is the devotional service of the Lord, and the word Sankhya mentioned herein has nothing to do with the atheistic Sankhya Yoga enunciated by the impostor Kapila. One should not, therefore, misunderstand that the Sankhya Yoga mentioned herein has any connection with the atheistic Kapila, atheistic Sankhya. Nor did that philosophy have any influence during that time, nor would Lord Krishna care to mention such godless philosophical speculations.
What is that Sankhya? Where he is simply calculating the material elements, neglecting the Atma and Paramatma, as mentioned. Okay, next. Real Sankhya philosophy described by Lord Kapila in Bhagavatam.
Real Sankhya philosophy is described by Lord Kapila in Srimad Bhagavatam.
But has nothing to do with the current topic. How here?
But even that Sankhya has nothing to do with current topics. Here, Sankhya means analytical description of the body and the soul. Lord Krishna made an analytical description of the soul just to bring Arjuna to the point of Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, Lord Krishna's Sankhya and Lord Kapila's Sankhya, as described in the Bhagavatam, are one and the same. They are
Why?
all Bhakti.
Because both conclusion is Bhakti Yoga.
They are all Bhakti Yoga.
Okay. So this is why the way Prabhupada is putting. We'll go to the next verse. Now, so here we have seen that Acharya has explained in this section the Buddhi Yoga, which indicate both the Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. And in this verse, like 10.10 and also 18.57, that verse also, Buddhi Yoga word comes, that indicates Bhakti Yoga. So now he will tell, by performing such, which is Karma Bandha Prahasyasi, such activity of Nishkama Karma Yoga or the Bhakti Yoga, there is no loss in this yoga. Both, basically. Now, how there is no loss in the Bhakti Yoga or Nishkama Karma Yoga? Very interesting discussion will happen. Chakravarti Thakur and Baladeva. 2.40, this verse. Neha vikramanaashosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat.
In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear.
Yeah. So, न नाशः अस्ति नेहा अभिक्रम नाशो अस्ति नेह इह अभिक्रम, that means in this krama or in this process, na nasha asti, there is no loss. Okay. Pratyavayo na vidyate. Pratyavayo na vidyate, that means sin incurred by the imperfection, pratyavayo na vidyate in this process. Trayate mahato bhayat, and one will be protected from the greatest danger. Mahato bhayat. What is सबसे बड़ा danger क्या है? Gliding down to lower species of life. Biggest loss. Mahato bhayat. So one will be saved from gliding down to the lower species. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya, even if by practicing a little bit of that process. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayato mahato bhayat. So there is no loss. So let us see the why it is so by Chakravarti Thakur.
There are two types of yoga explained in this section of the chapter. Activities of bhakti, including hearing, chanting, and other such activities, and prescribed duties offered to the Lord without personal desire, which is expressed later starting with the words karmanyevadhikaraste. Before that, however, bhakti is discussed. Because bhakti alone and no other process is beyond the three modes A person transcends the modes only by performing Bhakti Yoga.
So this is the argument. Why it is not Nishkama Karma, but it is Bhakti Yoga only, Buddhi Yoga. Because he's putting Nishkama Karma Yoga also under three modes. Because karma means under three modes. Whether it's Sakama, Nishkama. That's the way Chakravarti Thakur will put. That's why this, what is being spoken, Neha Bikramanashosti, is applicable for the Bhakti Yoga. Because only Bhakti is transcendental. Not even Jnana and other process. He's telling only Bhakti is transcendental. So, okay, how it is so? Thus,
the statement Nistraiguno Bhavarjuna indicates that this section is about bhakti.
Nistraigunya. That is next verse, few verses later, 45th verse. He's going to telling that Vedas are dealing with the three modes. And that's why you go beyond that three mode. Don't get attracted by the flowery language of the Veda. The Vedas are misleading. Basically, they will mislead. They will entangle you. Though go beyond that to the three modes, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. They are dealing with. You go beyond that.
The Nirguna nature of bhakti is also well supported by the statements of the 11th canto of Bhagavatam.
Now, Nirguna bhakti, nature of the bhakti. Okay, what is Krishna is explaining to Uddhava in the Gita, Uddhava Gita, Nirguna bhakti. So there also, bhakti is beyond the three modes. Although he is speaking there, Kapila will speak also bhakti in goodness, passion, and ignorance also. Bhakti performing three modes, but still the bhakti process is beyond the three modes. The practitioner may be under those three modes, but bhakti process is pure. Okay, the practitioner may be under three modes. Next.
Jnana and karma cannot be said to be nistraigunya because of the presence of sattva in jnana and rajas in karma.
Jnana, sattva in jnana, it is under three mode then. And rajas in karma. Both karma, sakam, nishkam. Work is involved, rajas need to be there. Passion need to be there to perform that activity. So that's why it is under three modes. So very good argument.
Form of offering one's prescribed actions to the Lord is present there just makes karma lose its uselessness and bear material fruits.
So bhakti is found in karma yoga. That means any yoga system, whether it is karma yoga or the jnana yoga or ashtanga yoga, they should be done along with the accompanied with the bhakti. Then only they will achieve the success in their respective yoga system. Karma yogi, the bhakti element has to be there. Jnani yogi, bhakti element has to be there. Ashtanga yogi, bhakti element has to be there. Bhakti element means what? Navavidha bhakti, Shravanam Kirtanam. Some elements has to be there. Hare Namanu Kirtanam. Etan Nirvidyamana Nam Chitam Yoginam Nirvintam Hare Namanu Kirtanam. So anybody, all these Jnani yogis, they need Hare Namanu Kirtanam. Without Harinam, they will not achieve perfection in their respective process also. So here, the process of Karma Yoga, Bhakti is found in the Karma Yoga, but in the form of offering one's prescribed action to the Lord. Okay, Lord's pleasure, just like Sanishtita Bhakta, he will perform prescribed duty, and prescribed duty is itself fruit Nishkama Karma. Na? Fruit he want to offer to the Lord. That is there. That's why there just to make the karma loses its uselessness. Otherwise, it is useless. Naishkarmyam achyuta bhava varjitam, it is useless. Achyuta bhava varjitam, if achyut bhava is not there, it is useless. That verse will also come. We'll see. This process of karma yoga. Perfection in the Jnana Yoga is impersonal liberation. Perfection in the Ashtanga Yoga is meditation on the Paramatma and achieve either it depends upon his then level of Ashtanga Yogi. If he's meditating on impersonal aspect of absolute truth, he will go to a Brahma Jyoti. If he's meditating on the personal aspect as Paramatma, he thinks, then he'll enter into Vaikuntha. So each process is not without goal. And they are convinced about that goal. So that's it. Nishkama Karma Yoga, his goal is Jnana. Come to the level of Jnana, as mentioned earlier.
This process of Karma Yoga does not have the designation of Bhakti proper because predominance of Bhakti is absent.
Bhakti is assistant, simply a ladder to reach to the level. It is not prominence of the Bhakti is not there. Therefore it cannot be Nishtraigunya. Next.
If one considers karma offered to the Lord to be bhakti, then what would be the designation karma referred to?
Why then karma it is said? Karma means karmic reaction. One is entangled. Karma means karma bandhanam, no? What we say? Karma bandhanam means what? So karma, this word itself, nishkama karma, what is that? Karma. Karma. Kama is not there, but you are still karma performing. Because it is achyuta bhava varjitam, no? Because that is not prominence. That is not goal. It is simply a supportive ladder. That is not a goal. Achyuta bhava.
If one says that it refers to prescribed karma not offered to the Lord, that cannot be. For Narada says,
see the same. Naishkarmemapyachyuta bhava varjitam na shobhate jnanam alam niranjanam kutap punah shasvam badram ishvare na charpitam karma yadapya karanam. So this is the famous verse of Bhagavatam, first canto, where Narada is giving instructions to Vyasa about futility of Nishkama Karma Yoga, Sakama Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, futility, if they are free from Achyuta Bhava Varjitam. Yeah.
Short bondage of karma is not glorious. If it is
Naishkarmyam Jnanam api. Jnanam, but which is Naishkarmyam, that means Jnana without the bondage of the karma. That is also not glorious. Na shobhate jnanam. That jnana is also not shobhate. Alam niranjanam. Alam niranjanam. If it is achyut bhava varjitam. Alam niranjanam means what is the use of having reached to the level of jnana by destroying the ignorance. Alam niranjanam. What is the use? If it is achyuta bhava varjitam. If it is devoid of bhakti. Even jnana is useless or it is not glorious. Kuta.
Oh, what then to speak of sakama karma, which causes suffering both during practice and at the stage of perfection? Kuta punah shashvadabhadram. Yadapyakaranam karma and nishkama karma when not offered to the Lord.
Ishvare na chapet. So, kutah punah shasvat abhadram ishvare? Kutah punah shasvat abhadram? What to speak of all other karma which will bound you in abhadra? What is abhadra? Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, taking birth again and again. So suffering. So there is a suffering during the practice, and also at the age of perfection of that yoga also you continue to suffer because you are into karmic reaction. So kuta punah shasvatam abhadram. Kya abhadra hai usme? Yadapya akaranam. Although you may do nishkama karma yoga, yadapya akaranam, although you may be on the level of nishkama karma yoga, ishvare na charpitam, if it is not offered to the Ishvara, what is the use of that nishkama karma? मैं निष्काम कर्म कर रहा हूं, मैं फ्रूट से अटैच नहीं हो, मगर fruit is going in drain. That fruit need to be offered to Lord's pleasure. What is the use of just not being attached to the fruit? You will not be free from the reaction. Because it is Achyut Bhavarjitam or Ishware na arpitam, cha arpitam. Hai na? That's why very clearly Narad Muni is telling to Vyasadeva, all this process of Sakama, Nishkama, Jnana, no Shobhate Jnanam, Alam Niranjanam. It is Achyuta Bhavavarjitam. Yeah.
This statement indicates that karma devoid of the Lord is completely useless. Therefore, in this verse and in the verses till verse 45th, bhakti characterized only by hearing, chanting, and other devotional acts, practiced only to attain the sweetness of the Lord's lotus feet, is being described.
Because the description what it gives, it is not applicable for Nishkam Karma Yoga. That's what Chakravarti. It has to be applicable. Neha Vikramanasha Supratyavayoni Vidyati means only Bhakti Yoga only. That's what Chakravarti Thakur and Prabhupada both want to say on this verse. Now, somebody may say, oh, Acharya, why they have difference of opinion? Acharya, different things are revealed to the by the Lord to the Acharya, and that brings a sweetness. So, and nobody is wrong. It's not that he is wrong and he is right. That is not the matter of discussion basically here. The Lord may reveal the different aspect of the truth to the Acharya and different verses. Yeah, sometimes it may happen that they may explain the particular verse in different way, and those are the different views of the Acharya, and both are perfect. Okay, we are nowhere to judge. We are not here to say that Baladev Vidyabhushan is wrong and the Chakravarti Thakur is right. Now, how Baladev Vidyabhushan is right, that also we will read, and we'll agree with that also. Okay, we'll agree with that. And how it is, he will explain in particular way. That we will see why it is Neha Vikramanashosta is for the Nishkama Karma Yoga. We'll see. Now, currently, now we are hearing from Chakravarti Thakur that only Bhakti Yoga, this verse is applicable for the Bhakti, even till verse 45, whatever verses may come. Bhogaishwari Prasaktanam Taya Pratachetasam. That Vyavasayatmaka Buddhi, that Buddhi again, that is only Bhakti. That will say.
Nishkama Karma Yoga will also be described. Both of these are indicated by the word Buddhi Yoga mentioned in verse 39.
Yeah.
In the phrase Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Enamam Upayantite, the word Buddhi Yoga indicates Bhakti Yoga. In the phrase Durena Havaram Karma Buddhi Yoga Dhananjaya, the word Buddhi Yoga indicates Nishkama Karma Yoga.
Clearly, Chakravarti. There it will. Don't say that is Bhakti Yoga, because the way the characteristic of the verse goes, that is not for Bhakti. That is applicable for Nishkama Karma Yoga. We'll see that verse 49. Thus,
this present verse is a glorification of the process of bhakti with hearing and chanting, which is beyond the modes of nature.
So, Navavidha Bhakti. Only Navavidha Bhakti is beyond modes of nature. In Bhakti Yoga?
In Bhakti Yoga, there is no destruction and there is also no sin incurred if the practice has just begun and then stopped. If Karma Yoga.
So here, there is no Nasha, Pratyavaya. There is no sin. And Abhikrama, although it is just begin, that means little perform, no problem. And then stop. But whatever perform, he will gain the result for that. In Karma Yoga?
If Karma Yoga, however, is begun and then stopped, there is both destruction of the fruits of Karma Yoga and sinful reaction as well for the performer.
In the Karma Yoga, what happened? You may perform some karma and you stop in between before reaching to the goal. Again, zero से start करना पड़ेगा. फिर से zero से start करना पड़ेगा. If you give up in this lifetime, next time lifetime, whatever karma yoga you have performed, that will not help you in the next lifetime. In this sense, you will get sukha and dukkha, whatever. But again, the quota or the credit becomes zero. Ultimately, again, you start from the zero performing. Uh, uh, so, because already you have achieved that particular body and you are destroyed, whatever the karma and punya, whatever you have achieved, it became zero. It got nullified. Or in that lifetime, you will get sukha and it will get nullified. But bhakti yoga is not like that. It will not get nullified. Because it's not the sukha and dukkha you got and it get negated now, your bhakti. Or you, even if somebody has given the process of the bhakti, got into the sinful reaction, the bhakti remains intact. That's the way it is. Bhakti element is not affected. It remain always intact. Although you may change body also, next lifetime you'll start from that level. So, but in case of karma yoga, that's not the case. If you have done 90%, next lifetime, फिर से zero से start करो पुण्य कमाना. In the case of bhakti, you perform 90% now, next lifetime, start from 91%. This is what is being told.
But then, by non-performance of bhakti, which he is supposed to do, the aspiring practitioner also should not get any result.
Yeah, he's asking bhakti also be stop. That also should not get the result, and it should be lost. No, if you are not performing, no. What?
Whatever little bhakti was there by the initial practice,
Swalpamapyasya dharmasya,
even that small amount will certainly deliver him from the bondage of samsara.
mahato bhaya. At least this will happen by performance only bhakti. By karma, that will not happen, because again, body, again get body.
Samsara is written. Not samsara is written.
Yeah, bondage of samsara.
Not gliding into lower state.
Yeah, mahato bhayat means basically bondage of samsara. Yeah, some other places it will be mentioned, lower spaces also. Bondage of samsara. What about those who have performed little bhakti? They also come back to samsara, but they again they get a opportunity to perform bhakti by taking Shichanam Srimatam Gete Yogo Bharshu Vichayate. That verse comes. Better opportunity for bhakti, and whatever bhakti they performed previously remain intact, and favorable atmosphere is provided for them to perform bhakti. So they take leaps and bounds from that point onwards. They also yogi only, yogas. Actually, their credit also remains intact in one sense. That also, but the way the Chakravarti Thakur will complete this purport, then we'll discuss. That answer will come. He will answer that also. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya means little devotional service, little charnamrut you drank. Chanted Narayana Ajamila. Just she chanted Narayana. One, Swalpam, थोड़ा हरि नाम लिया, फिर भी वो see this here the example. Yannama. Your questions are in line basically. The answer is in this page.
This is understood from such verses as the following. Yannama sakrit shavanan pukkashopi vimuchyate samsarat. Merely by hearing the holy name of your lordship only once.
See, this is sakrit, little devotional service.
Even Chandala men of the lowest class are freed from all material contamination.
6.16. Okay. This is Ajamila section.
And it is also seen in the example of Ajamila and others.
Yeah, you got answer, no? Hmm. Yeah. They will get the Sukruti, not the pure devotional service. Hmm. These are all elements. It will increase their Bhakti Unmukh Sukruti so that they will get better opportunity for the Bhakti in the future. And because of that accumulated Sukruti, Bhakti Unmukh Sukruti, Bhakti Unmukh Sukruti, Bhakti Unmukh Sukruti, they will get an opportunity by the mercy of a devotee to come into under the umbrella of pure bhakti eventually. Although in that lifetime they are eating meat, whatever, but whatever they have done, that bhakti element remain intact because they are not doing offense. They are not doing any offense. Yeah. So only in the association of the devotee, only one will get Krishna prema, not only on the dint of Sukruti of bhakti. On the dint of Sakruti bhakti, he will get association of devotee. On the dint of association of a devotee, he will get the Krishna prema and the spiritual world. But how to take association of the devotee? That is what Shastra has mentioned, without offenses. How to chant the holy name of the Lord? How to take full benefit of that chanting? That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says, no, that how unfortunate I am that I have not developed anuraga for that. So yes, so why that happens? Because of 10 offenses. So those practitioners, those who avoid those 10 offenses and continue bhakti, will get full benefit. Uh, by saying that if I in association of devotee only I commit offense, I will remain away from the association of devotee and perform bhakti, then he will not achieve either way the goal. The only means of achieving the goal, association of devotees, serving devotees, uh, pleasing spiritual master and devotees. These are the elements that cannot be avoided. There is no shortcut. Also.
Because I feel it's a contradiction. Like, for example, as your grace just now told, I'm convinced with that. But the thing is, a kind of a Duryodhana mentality. If somebody possesses, in spite of knowing the truth, but still that urges and tendency doesn't allow in many field to progress oneself in a Krishna conscious way. So in such situation, I feel very pathetic on ourselves personally. Then how to overcome?
It's a very personal question. So basically, the instruction given by Rupa Goswami need to be properly understood in the context and apply as per our own level of advancement. These are very simple instruction, but we feel it's very difficult to follow because of complexity, uh, complex mentality. Basically, we are very complex. Although devotion service is very simple thing. So in association of devotee, when we continue basically process by the basically sincere desire, only by the sincere desire, if we have sincere desire, again I'm repeating, if desires are there, then there will be way. Yeah, but it's not hopelessness. hopeful process. Hmm. Hare Krishna. Yeah, continue. Yeah, it is also seen in the example. One can see that the following statement with the Lord has the same meaning. So this is Nahi Agnopakrame Dvamsho Mat Dharmasyodavanvapi Maya Vyavastita Samyan Nirgunatva Anashishah.
My dear Uddhava, because I have personally established it, this process of devotional service unto me is transcendental and free from any material motivation. Certainly, a devotee never suffers even the slightest loss by adopting this process.
So here word is most important word is Nirgunatvat Anashishah. It is Nirguna, that means beyond the three modes of material nature, that means transcendental. Anashishah, free from any material motivation, no nasha. And nahi anuapi dhvamshaha. Nahi anuapi dhvamshaha upakrame. Even the slightest loss is not there by adopting this process. So this is what same principle is repeated in Uddhava Gita by Krishna. Okay. Niha Vikramana Ashasti. Similar kind of verse in Uddhava Gita. Yes.
In the Bhagavatam verse quoted above, Krishna also shows the cause of indestructibility of bhakti. As it is beyond the gunas, it never can be destroyed. The same reasoning should also be applied to the present Gita verse.
Bas. So this is Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur's whole explanation why it should be Bhakti Yoga. This Buddhi Yoga means Bhakti Yoga. And Neha Vikram is applicable only Bhakti Yoga. Yeah.
One cannot say, however, that Nishkama Karma Yoga, even by being offered to the Lord, is beyond the modes of nature. For it is said,
Mad Arpanam Nishphalam Va Sattvam Nija Karma Tat.
Work performed as an offering to me without consideration of the fruit is considered to be in the mode of goodness.
Bhagavatam 11th canto. This is again part of Uddhava Gita. Although that karma is offered to me, offered to me, karma, and is not attached to the fruit, still it is sattva. Mode of goodness is telling. Okay, very clear, no? Here it is clear. This verse indicate that Nishkam Karma Yoga, even by the power of being offered to the Lord,
is in the material mode of sattva and therefore subject to destruction.
Anything on three modes subject to destruction. But Neha Vikramana Ashosti, it is said, then that is Bhakti Yoga. Okay, very good argument with quoting Shastra. Okay. Baldev Bhatt now.
The Lord praises this Karma Yoga executed with the understanding that will be described. There is no destruction of the power to give results for one who begins. The practice of Nishkama Karma Yoga described in previous...
Everybody is there online? Everybody is understanding? Any difficulty? Kindly ask question. Everybody is in line, huh? This is very technical section. I'm taking in detail way because here is what generally we just try to read translation. Sometimes we may understand, we don't understand, we jump. Chalo, Bhakti hai na aane wala hai, seven chapter ke aage. We'll try to understand that. That point on it's very easy to understand. But this is little thoda technical hai. Little if you read one, if you don't understand, read again. Third time you'll understand. No problem. Those who are hearing for the first time, it may be a little tough, I can understand. But you read again and again. This PPT is there with you. I will give each chapter's PPT one by one as it is, as we go ahead.
There is no destruction of the power to give results for one who begins.
Abhikrama.
The practice of Nishkama Karma Yoga described in previously quoted Shruti, Tametam Vedanu Brahmana Vidishanti Yadnena Danena Tapasa Nashakena. This means that there is no lack of results even if the process is started but not completed. In this process, there are also no negative results. For imperfections in chanting mantras or other components, because all negative effects are destroyed by the power of aiming for Atma and by the name of Bhagavan indicated in Om Tat Sat.
This is what is Baladev Vidyabhushan's argument. Because all the Nishkama Karma Yoga, while performing, you chant Om Tat Sat. Tat, that is Bhagavan. Om, that is indicating Lord. So you are chanting the name of the Lord here while performing those duties. Om Tat Sat, like this. So that's the way. There are no negative results in chanting the mantras. Baladev.
Executing even a little of this dharma, Nishkama Karma Yoga offered to the Lord, protects the practitioner from samsara.
Mahato Bhayat.
The Lord will later say, Partha Naiveha Namutra, O son of Pratha, he does not meet destruction in this life or the next. One who has done the auspicious work of yoga does not meet an unfortunate end, O my son.
The next verse it will be explained. Yeah, next.
Duties executed with desire, Sakama Karma, executed to the conclusion with all ceremonies intact, yield results.
Sakam Karma will yield result, not Nishkama Karma.
If some of the elements such as the mantras are defective or absent, then contrary results appear. Desired material results do not appear.
Yeah, imperfection in mantra or chanting of the mantra.
But actions performed without desire, Nishkama Karma, to the best of one's ability, perhaps not completed and with defective or missing elements, yield the results in the form of steadiness in jnana.
What is that result?
Steadiness.
Reaching to the stage of jnana. Nishkama Karma will yield to the result of jnana.
And because of having the goal of Atma and utterance of the name of the Lord, no sin is incurred.
No sin is incurred because of presence of chanting of the holy name. And also, here goal is Atma only, purification. Atma, okay. If Atma goal is there and utterance of holy name, Om Tat Sat, then you will achieve this. That then Pratyavayona Vidyate. Swalpam Pasadharmasi. Okay, that is Baladev Vidyabhushan's commentary. Srila Prabhupada.
Activity in Krishna consciousness or acting for the benefit of Krishna without expectation of sense gratification is the highest transcendental quality of work. Even a small beginning of such activity finds no impediment, nor can that small beginning be lost at any stage. Any work begun on the material plane has to be completed. Otherwise, the whole attempt becomes a failure. But any work begun in Krishna consciousness has a permanent effect, even though not finished.
Yeah. Understood this one. If any statement not understood, kindly ask. Next.
The performer of such work is therefore not at a loss, even if his work in Krishna consciousness is incomplete. One person done in Krishna consciousness bears permanent results, so that the next beginning is from the point of 2%. Whereas in material activity, without 100% success, there is no profit. Material activities and their results end with the body. But work in Krishna consciousness carries a person again to Krishna consciousness.
Just like if you are doing some degree, and it's a 4 years degree, you appeared all 7 semester, but 8th semester you didn't appear. You get certificate. any credit, any job based on that. Same same thing. PhD also. You perform very nicely, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, but you didn't submit it, the final thesis. But you work. You understood the concept nicely. Will this has any benefit of your PhD? Will they offer you some credit? Material life is like this. Yeah, unless and you complete it, last point, no benefit. Till last point you have to appear. Then only you'll get the benefit of it. But that's not the case in the bhakti. At any point you left, you will get the credit. Okay, he has done engineering till 7th semester. 7th semester certificate. Okay. Something like that.
But work in Krishna consciousness carries a person again to Krishna consciousness even after the loss of the body.
Even loss of the body. Again bring back to the Krishna consciousness. How? Next.
At least one is sure to have a chance in the next life of being born again as a human being.
Either in a family of a great culture, Brahmana, Shuchinam, and Shrimatam, and reach aristocratic. Shrimatam Dehe, Yogo Brashto Vijayate. That's same. That is the unique quality of work done in Krishna consciousness. Hari bol. Okay. Any question till now? We'll stop here today. We just completed this many.
Prabhuji, the results of karma might be getting over. That inclination will be there.
Yeah. Inclinations, yeah. Inclinations. Result of the karma may be over, but the inclinations remains, yeah. But in the case of when it comes in a pure devotion service realm, then everything gets burned. The kutam is also gets burned. That's a pure devotion service, no? Bijam, kutam, phalam, everything gets burned. Even the tendency to commit sin, that also goes by the process of bhakti. Kechit ahur ajam jatam. केचित् केवलया भक्त्या वासुदेव परायणः अगम धुन्वन्ति कांक्षणेन निहारम इव भास्कर. That was as the sun of bhakti rises, all the fog get dissipated. Similarly, by the rising of the bhakti element in the heart of a practitioner, even the inclination to commit sinful activities, that also burn. That is a process of bhakti yoga. Then question comes, but okay, what is that? Still, one is lingering for the desire for the sense gratification within the heart. Why that happens? Because of offenses. So that also discussion comes in the Bhagavatam Ajamila section when the Nam glory is going on. But why then, in spite of chanting the holy name of the Lord, sometimes the practitioner may continue lingering desires within his heart. Why that happens? Only because of offenses. Otherwise, simple thing. Process is very simple, but we make it too complex. So slowly by that's why giving up the offenses, then it becomes namabhasa stage. It comes to the stage of namabhasa, namabhas. And that's what is mentioned in this verse, Kechit Kevala Bhaktan. Then pure devotion service, Shuddha Nam will manifest. The stage of the Nama Bhasa is first goal to reach to, and then Shuddha Nam. That means make oneself free from offenses, offenseless chanting. Yes.